Hi, everybody. How you doing? This is Alba Weinman, and look what I've got: Squatch lip balm. Just had to show you. Anyway, it is cold outside. I don't know if anybody is snowed in today or taking a day off. I figured this is a good day to connect with you and say hi. Hi, Carrie. How are you doing? And hi, Bud. Hello. We are in north central Florida, and I'll tell you the weather right now. It is right now, it's 44 degrees, feels like 38, and we are going down to 29 degrees this weekend. It's been 33, 33, 29. So it's cold out there for us. This is north central Florida. I know that some folks in northern Florida have gotten snow. Thank God that hasn't happened here, but my plants are covered. I do have a lot of plants that are tropical plants. Hey, we've got people from the Netherlands, Pennsylvania. Yeah, it's cold. Uh, Enos Anderson says, no, it's balmy here in Jamaica. So, I like to do these lives just to tell you what's been going on with me. And I was thinking about how when you get to a certain age, you think about all of the experiences you've had in your life. And recently I've been doing the organization for some gatherings that I'm having around. Hey, Judith, all the way from Rome. Nice to see you. I've been doing these projects of the gatherings right before the new year started. It's like, oh man, I really have to get the tribe together. And I'll just show you. I do it all myself. There's no one here helping me. And that's how I like doing it. The only time anybody helps me is on the actual trip when I take my niece Lori with me. She does registration. But I've got a binder, and you've got the tabs there. Uh, woo! Phoenix, Cincinnati, and Miami. I've got every time somebody registers, I get really excited, and I print a page just for them. So everybody is special. As soon as they come in, I do a little celebration because that's one more for the gathering. And I enjoy these workshops so much. I get to finally meet you because you guys watch me all the time. I don't know who you are, but when I get to one of these workshops that I do, I get to see you. I get to hug you. You're in front of me, and it's really nice. So the numbers are going up in Miami, Cincinnati, and Phoenix. And honestly, if you're thinking of joining for Miami, um, the prices for the hotels are just obscene. They really are. So if you're thinking of going to my Miami gathering, uh, find some place else to stay overnight because, um, wow, when they told me how much it was to stay at the hotel, I just, I just, I couldn't believe it. So stay somewhere else, maybe get an Airbnb or maybe in the outskirts of Miami. You could drive first thing in the morning and then spend the day with me. The other places, Cincinnati and Phoenix, I'm seeing some names there that I know, and it's really exciting to see who's coming. Uh, I'm getting really excited, and I just got off the phone with someone from uh, across the pond, and I won't say what country, but we had a session yesterday, and this woman, uh, wow, she's just unbelievably connected. And the session that we had, it will not be published. It's absolutely um, private and just for her. But we did it in the afternoon, and she didn't have many lights on. And as the session progressed, it got darker and darker and darker. And I started seeing faces all over the screen. There was one face that was right over hers, it looked like it was talking. It was so my mouth was just I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I'm one of these people that when they tell me, "Oh, I see faces in the clouds, I see faces in the tree." I don't see any of that. But wow, I was watching the screen as it's getting darker and I'm seeing all of these little faces and then all of these little stars. It looked like she was floating in some galaxy, some universe, and there were stars everywhere. And all of these faces were all over the screen. And there was one point in the session where I asked whoever was talking through her, her higher self, or it was a master that was uh, talking through her. And and I said, "Who am I talking to?" Because I see a face over hers. And it explained to me that it was a master that actually works with her. And because I was in awe the whole time, I hardly had to say a word because this was basically a channeling session. It was for her, um, my, her guides, her master to talk to her and break open some of the it's kind of like the chains that were binding her to not going to the next level. And wow, it was amazing. So Jill says, maybe one day you will venture to a spiritual part of the UK. Well, I did last year. I was there for two events in May. So I was there. Hello from Morocco. Hi. I like your haircut. Oh, thank you. I just got it cut and I am going a little lighter, a little brown now instead of so dark. Um, I'm having I'm having fights with my gray hair, so I'm tending to go a little lighter. Let's see, Los Angeles. I hope you're okay over there, George. Let's see. It's cold and wet in Bramley, Leeds. Yeah, nice to see you. Oh, Sean is on. I can't wait to see you, Sean, in Phoenix. Uh, Sean has been sending to Sabrina via me his Native American prayers. And I'm looking forward to meeting Sean. So that'll be great. So, yeah, so this is what I'm all excited about right now is getting my gatherings together. And also, we're getting more people now signing up to the introspective hypnosis class. We've got one in Maryland. And I just had a client. You'll see her online. She's going to be, her session's coming up in February. She's going to be there. A lot of people come to me and they say, well, I don't know if I should take the class. And to me, if you speak another language and you're even thinking of helping people, you're wondering, like, how can I help other people? If you speak another language, which I only speak English and Spanish, at least I have two, but some people have another language they speak. And wouldn't it be great for you to help people in your language? And you don't have to go there. You're on Zoom. So wouldn't that be great? So if you're even thinking of helping other people, that that would be a great way to go to learn introspective hypnosis and help them. And my sessions are changing again. I've noticed I've gone to a different level of something in my sessions. I could tell by the way I feel when I finish a session. When I'm doing a session, it's so weird how it happens. I mean, you guys are just listening to me, but I'm in it. And this is how I explain it because I had a session the other day which was just like this. A person visits a scene, let's say their childhood, and they see something. Immediately in my mind, I see like all of these possibilities at once. And then I take them somewhere else, but I still know that I need to get back to that. And then we go to another scene, maybe a different lifetime. Suddenly in my mind, I realize that's what that scene was all about. That's the dot that is being connected. Like that's kind of like how the soul is speaking to this person. It's showing you this has to do with this, even though it doesn't make sense to the person. I'm seeing it from such a different perspective. It's really insane. And then as the session progresses, it's almost like I'm weaving back into it until finally it makes total sense to me what the soul is trying to tell them by taking them to these memories. And then at the end, I kind of like wrap it up, and I could see something that doesn't make sense to the human mind makes so much sense to the soul. So um, when I finish a session, I'm buzzing. Like I'm buzzing, and usually I'm starving. After I finish, I feel like I've just run a marathon. Usually, when you run a marathon, you're not hungry, but I feel like I've just expended so much energy. And it takes me a while to get down from that. Usually, I like to go out in nature, sit at the dock, and just kind of ground myself, which I always ask my clients especially when they're here, go out there and just walk a little bit, get yourself grounded because it takes a while. That's why I like my clients when they come to see me personally to stay here on the ground so that they can have time to just be by themselves. So, um, they're not taken into talking to a partner or their kids, and they're just being with what just happened. And sometimes it takes a while to integrate what just happened to you. So let's see. Eighth Sinner says, I've only seen multiple probabilities sort of twice. Once when I survived an exit point, but it was more feeling of whatever reason, and another seeing myself take a different route through a park. Oddness. Yeah, life is really odd. Maria says, I speak another language. Where can I get the info about what you just mentioned? Maria, if you go to my website, albaweinman.com, excuse me, there is a tab at the top that says events. Click on the events and you will see the workshops, and you will see the introspective hypnosis class. When you go to pay for the introspective hypnosis class and register, it actually goes to Antonio Sanjo's website because it's his class. He's the one that does. He's the one that has developed the whole class, which is excellent. It's absolutely excellent, and you pay him. And then for the classes that are live, I will attend. He also has classes online if you cannot go to the retreats, but I don't do the online classes with him. Those are his classes, and I attend the in-person one where you can ask me anything you want during that week. So that's I may not answer, but you could ask me. But yeah, anybody who wants to pick my mind about what I do and how I do it, um, this is an opportunity for you to be there and see that. So anyway, I looked a little washed out today. It is what it is. I'm just thankful I looked this way at 68. I didn't think I would look this way at 68, but I at least I'm thankful that I don't have that many wrinkles. Sri Sri India, no Sri Lanka, Sri Lanka. Thank you for watching me. And let's see what else. Cartersville, Georgia. So I'm thinking of doing gatherings overseas again. Hopefully everything works out. Um, so anyway, somebody says here, I normally ask my higher self for guidance before I start a session. They never do disappoint. I do a lot of healing with hypnosis. Yeah. Um, your higher self is the higher version of you. And um, I know a long time ago, I had a session with Tabash, which is the entity that is channeled by Blair Styra in New Zealand. And I asked him, like, who helps me during my sessions? And he outright said, no, it's your higher self. That is your gatekeeper. He told me when I do a session, I have many, many guides giving ideas, my guides, my clients' guides, but my higher self basically is the gatekeeper, and whatever goes through me goes through the higher self, which I channel. So there's no interference from from other sources. And I've been doing this. I guess now it's going to be 11 years, and um, the communication is just so amazing. I used to question a lot of the things that I would say. Like I'd be going in one direction, and I would be thinking, the next thing I'm going to do is say this, and then right in the middle of mid sentence, the words are changed in my mouth. And it's like, okay, I didn't expect that. So, I'll question, like, I don't know why I just said that instead of that. And it's just the right thing to say. So I have total, like, openness with my guides, whatever it is I'm supposed to say, I do. And a lot of people have gotten on my comments and been very cynical. Why didn't you ask them this? And why didn't you ask them that? And why did you take them in this direction? Wasn't meant to be. If I didn't go in that direction, it's because I wasn't guided to go in that direction. And sometimes I question it myself at the end. It's like, I wonder why I didn't do that this time. And it's because I wasn't supposed to do it. That's where that client needed to go on that session. Let's see. Lala says, I'm with you for so many years now. You're a part of my awakening. Thank you for that. Thank you for acknowledging that. I think that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help awaken the masses in my own way. You guys are my group, my troop, my people. And if you are watching me, if you are feeling that I resonate with you, it's because you're part of my family. And there are many, 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 many people out there who are doing the same work I am. They're doing it different ways, different techniques. But if you're watching me, it's because you resonate with me. You resonate with my voice, with my vibration. And I know that that vibration is sending out something that your soul needs. And it's taken me many years to realize that. One of the most important things that I have always kept in check for many years is keep your ego in check, Alba. Keep your ego in check. Because I never want my ego to interfere with my work. Um, you know, you attract the people who are like you. I mean, that when you vibrate with the same with people, it's like you're attracted to people on your same vibe. And a lot of people tell me their story. Well, they have to tell me their story before we start working. I have to know everything about you before we start working, all the most important things that happen. And many times it's like I tell them, I lived your story. I lived your story. I had the same type of parents. I had the same type of feelings when I was growing up. I was the same. And when I see someone who is what I call climbing the mountain, sometimes you feel like as you're climbing the mountain of life, you stumble, you fall, you roll back to the bottom. I've rolled back to the bottom so many times, it's crazy. But when you start reaching the top of the mountain, you can look back and you go, wow, for me, it was worth it. It was worth every bit of it because now when I talk to someone and they're struggling going up the mountain, I know they're going to get to the top of the mountain because I've been there. And I've struggled with a lot of stuff all my life, financially, relationships, all sorts of crazy stuff I've struggled with. And now I look back and I'm going, wow, I can't believe I'm here now at this point in my life where I can help other people who are also struggling. So yeah, Patsy, welcome to my channel. She says, I'm fascinated by the information that comes through. She lives in Michigan, signed up for the newsletter. Well, come to see me in Cincinnati. I'm doing a gathering on March 15th over there. Eight Center says, I work in high-end orgonites and quantum physics, but your sessions have helped bridge some of the gaps in mechanics of the universe. Thank you very much for that. Speaking of the mountain, have you had many people talking about the hill? No, I have no idea what you're talking about. So I don't know what the hill means. And by the way, there's a baby on the way. It's a little girl. And somebody mentioned in my last session with Sabrina had mentioned that there's a little baby coming and she's very special. And I've been told about this baby for a long time now. I've had psychic readings, I've had tarot card readings, and the baby shows up all the time. So I don't ask about personal questions. I just don't think it's appropriate to ask about that. In fact, when I was pregnant with my son, I didn't want to know if it was a boy or a girl. I'm that old-fashioned type of person. When it comes, and you deal with it then. So, yeah, she will be very special, and I've been waiting for her. And let's see what happens. I don't ever plan ahead. So whatever's supposed to happen will happen, and I'm very happy about it. I was, there's so many people that come to me and say they don't want to have kids. And it's like, oh my God, we're losing the population of the earth. And, I was hoping that wasn't the case with my son, because I have been told, that this baby was coming and they're getting older. And anyway, yeah, I love my mug. This was given to me by my son and his wife. Her mom got the same thing. So that was my surprise on Christmas. Love from Ireland. Love you over there too. Yeah, I can't wait to start traveling again from the land of the Kiwi. Are you coming here anytime? I have not planned on going that far. So yeah, not anytime soon. Your blessings for climbing that mountain. Yeah, I'll tell you, when I think back of all of the experiences I've had, they were all blessings. They really were. And when I think about it, before I came to this earth, I planned them all. What was I thinking? and I thought about this the other day because I just showed you my gatherings notebook, right, with all of the stuff in it. I've got everything organized. And if anybody is watching, I don't know if anybody's here from Miami. Anybody from South Florida watching? In a few weeks, they're having the Coconut Grove Arts Festival. Has anybody heard of the Coconut Grove Arts Festival? It is, I don't know if if anybody is bigger now, but the Coconut Grove Arts Festival at the time I used to work there. I worked at the Coconut Grove Arts Festival for 2 festivals. And I'll tell you the story. I worked my way up from the absolute bottom of what you could possibly work with in a corporation. It was pretty much the level of like the mailroom person. I was called an expediter dispatcher. What a title, right? I was an expediter dispatcher. My father asked me, what does that mean? And I said, basically, I can't say no to anybody. Whatever they want me to do, I do. So I was in charge of doing the billing for the phone system. I was in charge of the company cars, ordering business cards for the executives, actually going out and buying the groceries and doing their special events like the catering and washing the dishes afterwards. Anything that was anything in our company, I did. And this is when I was younger. I was like in my 20s. So we're talking 40 years ago. And I started getting up in the company. From there, I went into, since I was doing the bills for the phone system, somebody decided, well, maybe when the new phone system comes in, Alba can help with that. And I started working with the phone system. And then the guy in charge of telecommunications says, we have a gem here and I want her in telecom. So I was hired out of my expediter dispatcher job and worked in telecom for over 35 years. And I worked all the way to the top to being the vice president of telecommunications for the largest bank in Florida. That's how I made it to the top. All of a sudden, one day, I'm out of a job, all the way to the bottom again. And I started working temp. And when I started working temp, it was fantastic because I was learning things that wasn't available to me when I was on the top. Okay. So I had to learn. This is when Word came out and Excel. This is a long time ago. This is in the 80s. And so I started learning all of these things and working my way through temp jobs. And I found a temp job for the Coconut Grove Arts Festival. The Coconut Grove Arts Festival was the largest festival in Miami. They had, I don't know if they had it's like 300 artists, give or take a few, maybe 200 something. It was around 300 artists. And the whole staff had either been let go or quit. So nobody knew how to run a festival. And I was called in as a temp to help somebody who was also a temp to try to figure out how to put this festival, which was the Miami's largest, most prestigious festival, together without any paperwork, without any knowledge. She was a go-getter. I was a go-getter. And we put together the festival. We made it happen. And somebody asked me, what's it like to organize the Coconut Grove Arts Festival? And I said, it's like having 300 weddings happening on one day. That's what it's like. It's like organizing 300 weddings. So I got a lot of experience, and I did it again the next year while they found a permanent staff. So this was in 1995 and 1996. That's a long time ago. Some of you weren't even born yet, I guess. So that experience is now what I use when I do my gatherings. It's really funny how so many years later, I am still kind of doing that stuff, organizing things that I just fell into. And everything that I do, as far as the editing of my videos and the organizing of the appointments and everything, this is all information that I got as I worked my way up and down the mountain of life. So I tell my clients in my sessions, no experience is really an experience that you weren't meant to have. Everything. And I could talk about my life for days because there's so many different experiences that I've had that form who I am and why I am the way I am and what makes me different than other people when I work with them. For example, when I am with a client and I'm talking to them, I turn into my mother. My mother was such a gentle soul. And, her whole life, she never woke me up in any but a gentle way. She was always like, Alba, it's time to wake up. She would always be very kind. So I grew up with a very kind mother, a very kind father. So when I am with my clients, that is what I project, the kindness that I received when I was a child. And I know that many of you did not have that type of childhood. So when I do my sessions, that is what I project when I'm doing a session, that kindness, that love. So let's see if you have anything here. I've got Mariana there from Manchester. Nice to see you. Somebody says it's cold everywhere but Alaska. My roses are getting leaf buds and my grass is growing. All of the Alaska weather has come down. It's really weird. I'm from near Montreal. It's very cold today. Uh, Area the Great is from Talmadge, Ohio. I hope you can make it to the gathering area. Julie Garza, of course. Much love to you, Julie. Uh, Greetings from the Netherlands. So, some of you who are in the Netherlands, sign up for the class. 1995 is when I got sober and started my second life. Very powerful year, 1995. Yeah. Yeah. Time to write a book? I've started writing a book since I was like in my teens. And I never felt that if I wrote a book, it would be complete. So I just think I haven't lived enough to write a book. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm still kind of suffering from PTSD when my journals were taken from me. So I'm very, very aware of what you put on paper. I bought your book. That's the Discourse. Thank you. Thank you for that. Alba, you're so calming. Thank you very much for that. So, yeah, thank you all for being here today. It's wonderful to have you all here and sharing this time. I really do hope I get to see some of you. If it's not here, it's across over at the in another country. And today, I just had a conversation with someone today, and we were coming up with prospects of a totally different area of the world that I had not even thought about. So, but I do have 7 people who are subscribed to my newsletter from this country. So we'll see. We'll see. It's very important this year. There's a lot of changes. From what I've been hearing from all of the channels online, just like you, they all say it's going to be a bumpy year. I don't know. I have a golf cart that is really bumpy. It backfires, the wheels spin. It sounds like an old junker, but it gets me places. So yeah, it is a really bumpy ride when I drive my golf cart around my property, but it still gets me there. So even if we're thinking of 2025 being a bumpy ride, we need to get together and we need to anchor the light together. One person can anchor a light, but when you put all of us together in one room, holy moly, the vibration is just amazing. And the wonderful thing about it is that the people who come to my gathering are people like you. They're my tribe. And we're together for a reason. You resonate on the same vibration as I do. And have you ever seen those experiments where I'll show you. They put 2 tuning forks together and they sound one of the tuning forks, and there's a little ball that's next to it. And if it's not the same vibration, nothing happens to that ball. But then when they have 2 tuning forks that are exactly the same and you sound them, the ball starts to move. Well, what we're saying with that is that when you are vibrating at the same vibration as someone else, we move. We move the energy. And do not ever question your ability to move your energy and your light. And so that's why I think it's so important to get together. Really important. And if you all saw the video that I did with Sabrina in LA in February of 2023, I got the same feeling about going to California that I am about these gatherings that I'm doing. When I was triggered to go to California, there was no way on earth you could stop me from going and from bringing those ladies with me. I had absolutely no interest in the conference. I really didn't care who I saw, what speaker I listened to. I just knew that I had to be there and I had to bring my my tribe with me, and we were going to do something really important there. And I kept saying to them, we need to represent. We need to go to California and represent. And holy moly, we did the session with Sabrina there, where she felt herself in an earthquake, and we had to shift the timeline that day. And we all were stunned, just absolutely stunned at what happened. So that's why I feel the same thing about these gatherings. And I feel like I need to do a few more. It's like something has shifted, and I'm feeling this. I don't want to use the word desperation. I'm feeling this urgency to get together the people. That's how I feel, you know? So that so I really, if you're feeling it, please be there. These places where I'm going, I feel like that's where I'm anchoring the light. Miami, that's why I don't live there anymore. There's a lot of dark stuff in Miami. We need to get them there. So let's see what else. Valerie says, I see 2025 as an adventure. I will not live in fear. Yeah. Tired of all the desperate, scary thumbnails of many channeling YouTubers. I just started updating some of my thumbnails just to put the title on there, because I've been getting so many emails from all of these people that contact influencers. Hey, I could get you more people by, telling you what to do. And I said, you know, I want to make sure that the people who need to see these sessions just see them. I'm not out there to get, 1 million subscribers. I just want you to get what you need from the sessions so you can get the healing. So I started putting the title a little bit bolder. But I agree with you. There's a lot of like really crazy thumbnails out there. Here's to you hitting 100,000 subs this year. Well, you have to subscribe. Some people just watch my videos and then they don't subscribe. So if you don't subscribe, it's horrible to think that AI is managing all of this stuff. And unless you get likes and unless you get clicks, you're not known. And you got to play the game, unfortunately. I really hate it, but yeah, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Layla said, I feel so alone with my kind of thinking. There is nobody I can talk to. So I'm so thankful that I can listen to you. And that is exactly why I'm doing the gatherings, because almost 99.9% of the people who come to see me for sessions tell me that exact same thing. They're so alone. They don't know anybody. And that's why I'm bringing you all together. There are lifelong friends that come out of these gatherings. Of course, you have to go out there and do your thing. Do you have any tips for a new hypnotherapist? Love your work. Do it with love. Do it with love. When you are a hypnotherapist and you study to be a hypnotherapist, they put an emphasis on how many sessions you can get, appointments that person to sign up for, and you're churning them out like a factory. No, do it with love. Do it with love. Love your clients. Love, love, love is the answer. Claudia says, hi, I'm in Miami. I've been to the Coconut Grove Arts Festival and your gatherings a few times. I may see you in February. Fantastic. I would love to see you there, Claudia. And the Coconut Grove Arts Festival is the weekend before, so you can go there. And that weekend, by the way, the weekend of the February 22nd, I'm having the gathering on Saturday, and on Sunday, if you're in town, you could go to the South Miami Art Festival, which is run by the Rotary Club. And my family was very, very, very integrated with the Rotary Club of South Miami. My ex-husband was part of it, and we were a big part of the exchange program there. So if you are in Miami, please go to the South Miami Arts Festival. Michelle says, Alba, geez, I've got no words. Basically, how much you've transformed my perspective and thinking and conversation with people. That's good. Keep planting the seeds with everybody that you see, that you talk to. You know, every time I get in an Uber, for example, I don't usually rent a car when I'm traveling. But when I get into an Uber, you know, I always like to find out all about the Uber driver. And then, of course, they always ask me, so what do you do? What do you do in town? And then, of course, I tell them what I do. And no doubt, some of my followers are now some of those Uber drivers that I leave in my card and tell them, watch my channel. Love Light Ember says, so true. I've seen many miracles with love. The miraculous has become normal. It has. And then Fried Chicken Ride Martin says, my session was so powerful. I wrote you a 3-page letter. Your work is so beyond appreciated. Deeply grateful and so grateful to this community. Who is this? Tell me who you are. I'd love to know who that is. That's a wild name. Fried Chicken Ride Martin. I also feel so aligned on my actual AK Island that is primarily Russian Orthodox, including my family. I'm the only one that's left. So thankful for you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. You know, sometimes you do this work and you wonder, you know, how am I actually impacting people's lives? So I really appreciate your feedback because I'm in my own little bubble. I just do my work. I put it out there, and I don't know where it goes, but I was looking at my list yesterday of people, of my subscribers, because I was able to, I deleted a lot of subscribers that that had unsubscribed, but it had not been deleted from there. And I moved things around so that I had people's addresses so that when I send out emails, that they actually reach people. If let me like, let's say that I'm going to, I'll use you, Judith. Let's say I'm going to Rome. Okay. If I have my mailing list with all of everybody's address, I could send that out to everybody in Rome and tell them, hey, meet me at such and such cafe, you know? Oh, it's Robin. Okay. Thank you again. It's normal for physical purging after your session. Yes. I can't tell you how extreme my last 48 hours have been. LOL. Both ends. Yes, that happens. I had a session. Oh, where was that place? I think it was Spokane. No, it wasn't Spokane. Maybe near Portland. I was in Portland and I had a session with someone who is very, very psychically connected. I don't know if she's a medium, but she's very, very connected. She said she was vomiting for a week after the session. She was purging and purging and purging. And yes, that does happen. So, you know how they say about pregnancy, everything's normal, kind of? It's like with the session. Some people leave the session, they're like, I don't know what happened. And some people just start purging. So yeah, everything is kind of normal when you're touching on things that are so deep. Why does this purge happen? Well, sometimes you're changing your vibration. And Robin, I'd have to check and see what your session was about. I think there was something there that we changed some vibration there. So yeah. David, nice to see you there. I'm going to see you this year again in the Netherlands. I'm doing great since our session, halfway through my hypnotherapy diploma. Very good. Congratulations. And this is Joanne from Spokane. That's who Fried Chicken is. Very good. Laura says, I've always thought of Ohio as the heart of the country, and it will be great to bring a spark of light in the heartland. Yeah, that's why I'm going there. You know, my ex husband's family is all from Ohio. I love them dearly. And we would go through Cincinnati at least twice a year to go visit his family. And we used to spend a lot of time up near the Dayton area, which is where he's from. And his grandma was from Ashtabula, which is from all the way up near Cleveland, by the lakes. And I always went through Cincinnati, but I never stayed in Cincinnati. But I'm going to actually be staying there, and then we'll do the gathering. So it'll be kind of fun. If anybody has anything interesting to do in Cincinnati, just send me a little note via my website. My niece is going to be coming, and she's going to spend we're going to be a few days in Cincinnati before the gathering. So she always likes to do fun things, you know. I know there's a brewery there that she'll enjoy. I can't drink at all anymore. I'm using alcohol now like a mouthwash. I just swish it around in my mouth and spit it out because my liver does not like any alcohol. So I'm not having any alcohol anymore. I learned that in Ireland. I went to Ireland just to taste the beers because, of course, you know, they're known for that magnificent brewery over there. And I said, I'm going to go to a pub every day and have a beer and try a different one. And by the second or third beer, my liver was hurting so badly. It felt like someone had actually stuck a knife in my side. So I said, no more. We're going to swish it around in the mouth and spit it out so the liver isn't unhappy. So I am very, very aware of how my body reacts to food and anything I put in it. So yeah. Oklahoma. Oh, I hope you come to Oklahoma too, here in Cherokee Nation. You know, I don't think I've ever been to Oklahoma. I've got to check my Amtrak route and see if anything goes through Oklahoma. That would be kind of cool. NAC would help your liver. Thank you. Right now I am actually drinking milk thistle tea. I drink that and dandelion tea a lot now. Ooh, I can't understand what that says. Hello, Naklubek auch Katin Kitchen. Can you translate? I don't know what that means. Anyway, so I've been on here long enough. I hope I get to see some of you in the gatherings. And let me do something. Do you remember this book? Sherry sent it to me. Sherry Zeta. And let me just read some of it for you. This is my Bigfoot stuff. Do you want to hear Bigfoot stuff? Yes or no? Yes? No? Everybody's quiet. You know we do. Okay, I'm just going to read you the different types of Bigfoot, okay? All right, here we go. Settle down. Tribal positions and duties. Each tribe has similar inner workings, such as tribal positions and duties, although the titles and responsibilities may differ from region to region. The following information is a good representation of them in the current area where our messenger resides, and this is from Mount Shasta area. The Grand Master. The Grand Master is the leader of a larger area or zone comprising 3 to 5 territories combined. He acquires this position from family lineage, rank, nomination, and vote. He is placed in areas of vital importance to oversee projects that need more hands-on attention. He orchestrates the ins and outs of the special mission with the other Bigfoot members in his region. He must be stern yet personable and manage many moving parts. He is well respected and trusted by the Bigfoot population. He operates from the heart with the well-being of humanity, Mother Earth, his fellow Bigfoot family, and all sentient beings in mind while maintaining the highest integrity and a frequency of love. The head tribal leader. This is usually an elder who maintains peace and harmony within the tribe. They exhibit the code with their behavior to set the standards for others to follow. The tribal leader could be called a chief, and they have significant knowledge and experience while maintaining structure and fairness. They are trustworthy, have integrity, and are always approachable. They can teach anything because they have done it all. Shaman. Did you know there were shaman Bigfoot? These are medicine people deeply connected to the earth and the stars. They can be women or men. Shamans have an innate or natural instinct for magic and healing and are spiritually called to this position. This spiritual bond is sometimes part of the lineage or DNA. They have built in or natural knack for this sacred healing practice. They have special advanced healing abilities and will work with plants, herbs, crystals, the four elements wind, fire, earth, and water, and ancient spells, to name a few. They will also use energy healing modalities, ceremonies, and rituals to work their magic into fruition. Now, the watchers and guardians, these members secure the premises and look for threats or harm that might be approaching the tribe. They are always watching and are guarding our territory perimeters and our camps, along with the females and the children. They will also keep track of the food and water sources while on patrol. There is a high probability that many humans have sensed their presence, but couldn't put their finger on precisely what they were sensing. If you have ever felt like you were being watched when you were in the woods, this can explain why. Those are the watchers and guardians. Hunters or earth warriors. These tribal members travel the territory or beyond for food, water, and materials needed for the tribe. They are also the ones who will act like warriors if required. The warriors will respond as a backup if the watchers see a threat approaching the territory or towards a tribal member. They will respond and defend their tribe or other tribes if necessary. Builders and craftsmen. They are the ones who will set up and take down the camp. They will make various goods for gathering and preparing food, such as fishing nets and baskets. They can be male or female. They have they have many skills and talents that help create what is needed, such as building structures and camouflaging our camps. So that is the book, The Voice of the Bigfoot. It's by Sherry Zeta. There we go. Disclosure through our chosen messenger. So this is a great book. You see, I've tabbed it everywhere because there's a lot of information there. And Sherry actually got a session with me for February and had to cancel. I would have loved to have had a session with, this is the second time she gets a session with me and has to cancel. So it is not the right time. You know, I've always told people it's always divine timing. So we will get together when the time is right. It'll synchronize. So this is a nice book. It has a lot of information. I'm still not all the way through it because I've been I've been doing a lot of stuff. So anyway, I thank you all for watching. It's been a long chat. And yeah, go to my website, albaweinman.com, click on events and see what's there for you. There's a ancient solfeggio frequency session at the end of March where I sound all of these folks. I'm going to sound one for you right now. That's the solar plexus. Is it? No, it's not. That's not the solar plexus. No, that's a sacral chakra. Anyway. All right, my folks. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to my mailing list at albaweinman.com. Click on hypnosis and then click on newsletter. And I'm going to be honest with you, for March, I'm going to have very few sessions because I'm going to be out of town. But you all know, whenever it's your time, you'll get a session with me. And during my gatherings, I do have group sessions, and I do have impromptu little sessions within groups. So thank you all for watching. Until the next time, much love to you. Bye.